Hello and welcome to Stir Crazy Art Classes with Gerald Savine, lesson number 57. We're going to carry on now with the painting of the Cley next to Sea windmill and the area around. There's still more grass and water area too. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of the cerulean blue, not a lot, be careful how much I've got on there, and I'm just going to pop some colour in where the water is. I'm just going to come under there, working my way. I'm going to try and get around as much as I can in the time that we've got. It's I can get this done quickly enough that we can be able to put some of the reflection in. What I'm going to do here is again just do that because we've got the, when I come to do this in a minute we'll get the reeds and things showing up. But again, being careful around the boat. I'm hoping that with the, if you've been sticking with the classes, you're getting more and more experienced and are prepared to be able to be a little more patient and spend more time and look for seeing more information given to you and doing your paintings. So I'm just being as careful as I should say I should be. I'm just going to paint it on the boat. Just going to thin that down because imagine the light is catching the water. Again, as I said before, when you're doing water, it's always best to work the colour horizontally. So again, it's got sort of the ripple effects in the water by having a darker and lighter colouring. Careful up against the solid parts of the boat and the landing stage. Push the colour away. So that sort of come through there. So that has a chance to dry off a bit, and then we can put some reflections in the water as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a little bit of the Payne's Grey. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Oh dear, I do apologise. Still suffering, I think, from the bit of hay fever. I'm just going to bring this. This is the Payne's Grey. You might notice it has a slight blue tinge to it. This is the sluices that are over there by the bund. I've left the white there so the light's catching the edges there. And when that's dried off, I'm just going to put a little bit of burnt sienna there as well. Now I'm very quickly going to come back down to this area here. I'll try and see if we can get this covered. We've got lots of colour mixed up here with various bits and pieces, so we'll just take advantage of that. Let's see how strong this is. That's not too bad. Too bad at all. So again here, we can perhaps, again, careful there, but we can be more pointy if you like, because we're come up against the, because it's nearer, we can, as it were, see more detail of the grasses and the reeds that are there. So again, we're using the tip of the brush. Can you see how that's sort of having that effect? We can go back over this and add some more colour in when it's dry. So we need to try and be patient with ourselves. We can then, can you view this as being a bit of a base layer of colour, to which we're going to put some more colour later on. Painting it there, but then pushing it up straight away. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up some of the sap green, thin it down. Don't want it too, I want it thin down, but not too wet. Then I'm going to put some of the colour again in here doing the same in the same way. Can you see we can just build up a feeling of by using the tip of the brush. Put a little bit of blue in, make a little difference here and there. It's nice to be able to make a slight variation in the colours. But they're all sort of working together. And you can see how that's just beginning to come along a bit. I'm going to, perhaps just with the tip of the brush again, I'll just gives a little bit of interest into this. Now I'm going to work through this bit, then when it's dried off a bit I'm going to put some more colour in to make it a little bit darker. And also again you get that sort of a little bit of detail, as it were, very loose detail admittedly, but just gives that feeling. Bringing in some lighter colouring down here. Now it's a bit different from the original painting there, but just imagine got the colouring coming through there. More water, so it comes off the brush better. Put the colour into that. But we will be putting some more colour onto that, darker colouring, to give a bit more detail. So normally we've got a bit more time. You might say if you look at the original picture you might be able to do a better representation of what's going on here than I've just been doing. Just going to fill in some of that there. Now what I'm also going to do now is I'm going to pick up some of the yellow ochre, fairly thin, and I'm going to paint these reeds over here while that's drying off over here. So again, imagining the nice tall reeds that'll be over here, just brushing the colour up. This is nice. There we go. Look, let's see what happens. So that's gives a nice variety. When it's dried back a bit, I'll be flipping in some other colours in there as well, the burnt sienna, just to make it interesting. But this is amazing. That's all been the same colour, but the more pigment there is on your brush, can you see you get the sort of detail coming up? Look at that. I'll let that dry back a bit before I do anything more to that. Perhaps while I'm here, I'm just going to put, you might notice at the back of the boat here is yellow, so I'm going to put some, paint some yellow, lemon yellow on the back of this boat while we're here. And then also, don't you notice the top of the gunwale part of this boat's yellow as well. So just letting that get a chance for it to dry before we do anything else there. Now then, I'm going to bring some more green into the foreground here. Again, doing it the same way, picking up the you can sort of see how it's beginning to come. Get the feeling of being the reeds, and also the darker colour gives shape to what's in the foreground. The lighter reeds in the foreground as well. If you were doing the painting of the common and Malvern Hills, we had that happening where we were using the greens, light greens and darker greens, to give shape to everything. Now here I'm going to bring a bit of Payne's grey in with the sap green. I want it to be fairly pigment rich now. I don't want it to be too wet. So again, what we can do is we can go underneath here, under the landing stage, under the tidy, watching the time. I think we've still got about another 5 minutes. Just be careful here, down. And here we're going to be quite dark under here. Because again, this is getting shadow from the landing stage along these parts here, but further back towards the footpath, we're going to be a bit lighter there because the shadow, you can see by get to there, you're beginning to see through underneath. So here, we're going to be a little bit lighter, you said. Not a lot. There we go. I'm going to bring that down, but I'm going to put some darker onto that as well. While I'm at it, I'm just going to bring some dark bits here, just to give again the feeling of the reeds and the grass. You know, you can enjoy yourself, have fun doing these little bits. Again, notice I'm using the sort of tip of the brush to do this, so you get a bit more control of, so I get more creative with the shapes that are going on. Just gradually fill some of that space up. And I'm going to go back under here, I'll put a bit of the blue in, a bit of the Payne's grey, a bit of the green, so we've got quite a dark colouring, so that we can come underneath the walkway, the landing stage. Just makes that difference between the grasses that are out in the open. So again, that's coming down here. I'm going to bring some of this darker colouring down so we can emphasise the walkway, the pathway that's here. Again, I should dab the colour around. Here I'm really putting in colour that's almost straight from the tube here, mixed together, a bit of dabbing around. So I'll put a bit more yellow in with the green, the lemon yellow. Just because that's a bit of lightness coming in, slightly different texture, just to make a change really. Put some of that in there as well, I think. So we've got so some of these bits have got leaves on rather than just grasses. But we've got only about another minute, and we'll have to stop again, I'm afraid. But while I'm at it, I'll just bring that down there. I'm now going to pick up a bit of burnt sienna, I'll tip of the brush, a bit of water in it so it's not too strong, and I'm going to bring it up into the reeds up here. Hopefully by now the yellow ochre is dried. I'm going to mix a little bit of yellow ochre and these two together. And just dab. They've got the sort of seed heads of some of the plants that have been growing there in the reeds. Now I'm going to have to call that a session now. Alright, so we'll come back to this again in the next session. It's obviously going to take a little while to do this, but it's worthwhile to be patient. Okay, so see you again soon.